Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Outlawed Live. Mike Idle flying solo tonight. Ron Stone on his way back from Springfield, Missouri on some important outlaw business down there. Getting ready for a big week this week. We're going to recap a huge week that we had last week. We're going to talk about what's on deck here for this week. So like always, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how things are going in your neck of the woods. And buckle up because we're going to talk all things outlaw truck and tractor pulling here in just a moment. Now, I'm going to warn you guys ahead of time. Funny story today. I went to go get my outlaw motorhome. It had a oil change performed in it, and I was going to kill a couple birds with one stone, drop off my own personal vehicle there and get an oil change in it. I got back home, went to pick up my book that I've been reading this summer, and realized that unfortunately I had left my glasses in my Ford Expedition. I've been limping through most of the day, but I'm going to tell you right now, I am completely blind trying to do this show. I have a backup set of glasses. I'll give you guys a preview. This is not something that we want on the internet. So, hey, I can see you now, but when I ordered these, boy, I thought I'd look as cool as Hardy, but I look a lot more like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. So we're going to set these over here, but if you see me squinting, trying to read the comments, we might have to go into it. But the heck with what's going on my glasses situation. Let's talk some outlaw truck and tractor pulling. This week, the Outlaws are splitting the band up. We're loading the double barrel, slamming it shut, carrying twin irons because we're going to be in two locations, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So like a cowboy strung akimbo, we've got big shots on both sides, carrying both hips this weekend. We're running the Triple Throwdown series down over on the Mississippi River bottom over there in eastern Missouri, western Illinois. Of course, I'm talking Taylorville, Illinois on Thursday night, Montgomery City, Missouri on Friday night, and then Waterloo, Illinois on Saturday night. Meanwhile, I'm going out west out there to cowboy country. I'm going to be hanging out in Nebraska and Iowa. We've got Pierce, Nebraska on Thursday, Wayne, Nebraska on Friday, and Denison, Iowa on Saturday. A lot of new events in 2026 and some cornerstone events. This will be my third year going out to Wayne. Wayne really plays second fiddle to nobody. That is such an awesome show that they have out there. We're actually hopefully going to have promoter Kevin Davis on to talk tonight, as well as promoter and leader over at Montgomery City, Derek Cobb, is going to come on here to talk to us about what's going on in that Triple Throwdown series over there on the east side of the river. So Outlaws are going all over the place this weekend. 6 shows, 3 days. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We're also going to recap this last week. We're going to bring Steve Kavan on to the show. He was your Friday night Super Farm winner in Leigh, Nebraska. Turned right around and grabbed the win again in David City, Nebraska on Saturday. I was on the mic on Friday night in Leigh all night long telling the fans that these outlaw super farms are as competitive of a class as you will ever see. My closing remark was that was not an oversell. It was the single best night of super farms that I personally can remember watching. Steve Kavan grabbed the walk-off win. We'll get into just how close the numbers were, and we'll talk about it. Excuse the glasses, guys. We got to see what the comments over here on the section are. So we'll get everybody a shout-out, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Mark Willis, like always, watching from Carrollton, Missouri. We appreciate you chiming in. We have Ham Boys Racing Toys, Mark J. Ham checking in. Good evening. Hey, great working with you in Leigh. Let me know what you thought of that show. Really great crowd up there, right? So chime in with your comments and thoughts on that. Cole Lundahl, good seeing you this weekend. I saw you in Leigh as well. I had to stop and think about it. Were you in Leigh? Were you in Pawnee City? Were you in Macon? I went and did some hometown pulling this last week as well. But no, I saw Cole in Leigh. Ben Beller checking in from Kansas. Thanks for watching. Tina and Eric Berger watching from Wilbur, Nebraska, and cannot wait to go to Wayne. One of my favorite places. I mean it. That show absolutely lays down for nobody. It is a phenomenal pull. Chris Pierce says checking in from Elk Point, South Dakota, also going to be in Wayne. That's what we want to hear. You know, I'm gonna follow up a little bit on my week. This last week, I went and helped out Thursday night. Cody Lewis was the promoter of the NTPA pull to Show Me Showdown in Macon, Missouri. He's a near and dear friend to me. And he said, Mike, can you come over and help us with some announcing? I said, I'll do one night, but I got to go back out with the Outlaws. And Cody really lived up to that fired up moniker. And he talked all week long about how he wanted to, you know, fill those bleachers, show up and show out is what he kept talking about. And I thought, you know what, Outlaw fans were going to carry that same mentality Nobody packs the bleachers better than us. I will point blank say that. I've went to pulls from Ohio to Kansas and everywhere in between, and the Outlaw fans are the best fans. Let's keep that rolling this week, guys. Wayne, let's go out there. Let's put another 5,000 in the crowd. Let's go on out to Pierce. Let's go to Montgomery City. They're all going to be great. Mark Ham says Leigh was a phenomenal event. That one will stay on my radar for the future. It's a hidden gem up there in Northeast Nebraska. Go check it out, everyone. Some of the best fan engagement that you'll see. And Cameron Woida, good evening from Malmo, Nebraska. New fan, new viewer. Thanks for joining us here tonight. So again, going down the list, we're going to have Steve Kavan is going to come on first guest. After that, we're going to go to Derek Cobb, and we're going to round it out with Kevin Davis, where we're going to be talking super farming. We're going to be talking Wayne, Nebraska. We're going to be talking Montgomery City, Missouri. But also be sure to check out Pierce, Nebraska, as well as Denison, Iowa. If you can't be there on Full Pull Live, as well as Taylorville and Waterloo, Illinois, both going on this upcoming week. And let's just double check all those, get you guys some start times. And then as we're doing that, let's talk a little point standings too. Things are really starting to shake up and heat up this year as well. Yeah, so Thursday night, that's Pierce and Taylorville, split show. Can't beat it both, so watch one on Full Pull Live. Both of them kicking off at 7 o'clock. Friday night, that's Montgomery City, Missouri, and Wayne, Nebraska. 2 mega events going on the same night. 7 o'clock showtime, Montgomery City. 6:15 start time out there in Wayne. So put that on your calendars. You don't want to be 15 minutes late to that one. It's not a 6:30 start time. It is a 6:15 start time. And then Denison, Iowa, and Waterloo, Illinois. Denison, Iowa is going to get going at 5:30. Waterloo, Illinois, the app says 12 a.m. midnight. I think that's not quite fully built yet. So we'll stay posted on our Waterloo, Illinois showtime. A couple more checking in. Mark J. Ham says, bummed I'm going to miss Wayne. Cameras will be silent Friday, and I'll be in dad mode. Nothing wrong with that. You got to hang with the family. Thomas Newharth, hi from West Point. Looking forward to West Point as well in a couple of weeks. Let's see where we're sitting point standings. You know, what's going on? We are really in the heart of outlaw season now, and the narrative, it's starting to reveal itself. You know, we always talk about we're going to see how this story is going to play out. Well, we're getting to that point in the season where we're starting to see kind of who's who and what's what. And why not start with those super farms? You know, the super farms have really been having a fun season, having a big season. They did the belt competition amongst themselves. Current point standings in the super farm division. Of course, Alan Andrews sitting number 1 right now. Comment, let me know if that surprises you whatsoever. Chad Weisenkamp sitting number 2. Now, I really want to get into the nuts and bolts of that specific show we had in Leigh and how close that was and how close these gentlemen were, as well as a couple of others. So you've got 8-time national point champion Alan Andrews sitting number 1 right now. You've got 2-time national point champion Chad Weisenkamp sitting number 2. Jared Johansson, Blaze of Glory, sitting number 3, 1 win to his credit so far on the season. Would really like to see Jared continue to get better and better and have a strong season. The Halinga family, Brad and John Halinga, currently sitting number 4, and then Chad Andrews in the number 5 spot right now. But really, it doesn't get any easier from there. And something I want to point out, Spanky's Toy, Mark Roberts, back in the saddle full-time again this year, sitting number 6. And number 7, nobody's talking about this, but my good friends out there in Pilger and in Wayne, who I know I'm going to see this weekend, they're taking note of it. The Husker Hooker tractor currently sitting number 7 out of 15 points. Mike, why are you talking to us about, right in the middle of the field, of the middle of the standings? Because even though that says Eric Groney on my app right there, tractor's owned by Eric Groney, that tractor has been driven by Harry Lane and Wes Sievers this entire season. Primarily Harrison Lane doing all the driving. So a rookie driver for all intents and purposes, a man who 3 years ago didn't know what tractor pulling was, married into the sport, got up in the cockpit last year. I think it was the year before. We'll call it last year. It sounds better. And really is driving almost full time this season, campaigning that tractor to number 7 in points. Harrison, Jamie, Wes, if you guys are watching, keep it up. That's awesome. William Lundberg checking in. Always good to hear from you. Hope everything is going well on your side of the river. So things are heating up in Super Farms. Alan Andrews has a 3-point lead over Chad Weisenkamp right now. I'm going to totally shift gears here. Let's jump down to what I think is going to be the biggest slugfest this season. I think it's one of our biggest draws in the Outlaws. You're going to see them hooking for regional points on that triple throwdown this weekend. Talking about the 7,400-pound modifieds. What's going on with them? Who's who and what's where? Cameron Eves and the Cotton Candy sitting number one right now, 158 total points. Donald Nelson, the living legend, on his neatest, sweetest, most completest, newest edition, to kind of quote Dave Bennett there a little bit, in the Bull Buster, sitting second place at 157. So 158, 157 for the two superstars out of Texas. There's a T-shirt that needs to be made for one of these two out there. You guys are familiar with the Six Flags over Texas. That's the whole thing. There have been Six Flags that have flown over that state in its history. Well, the seventh flag over Texas, in my opinion, just about has to be the Cotton Candy or the Bullwhip Motorsports team. Put that on the T-shirt, because these two men out of Texas are absolutely throwing haymakers at each other this year. Each of them, I think, with about 3 wins to their credit. Cameron trying to avenge his season from 2 years ago. Donald trying to grab his 8th or 9th, I need to double check, national championship. But the under narrative beneath all of this, Craig Ulmer, Sweet Pain, Larchwood, Iowa, sitting number 3, 5 points out of first place. I feel that we as Outlaw fans and we as Pulling fans have really overlooked the Chevrolets each of the past 2 or 3 seasons. It's been the Texas Hemis or the Nebraska Turbines that have really, occupied the majority of what we've been discussing. The Sweet Pain Pulling team with 9 national championships under its belt is quietly saying, don't forget about us this year. They came out hard with a vengeance in Louisville at the Mack Trailer Spring Nationals, as well as the Pullers Championship in Nashville, Illinois, and ran that thing into the ground literally on both hooks and are coming back with a vengeance. Is the front end still up in the air? Are they a little light on the nose? Yes. But is that tractor absolutely hammering down and making more power than I've seen it make in a long time? Also, yes. So I talk a lot about Cameron Eves and Donald Nelson throwing haymakers at each other, and it might be Sweet Pain back there waiting on the body blow to just grab another victory as well. Tim Dunclow's checking in. Nice to see you, Tim Dunclow. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're doing well. We're thinking about you this summer and would love to see you at the pulling track. So tight point standings right there. Number 4 is Alex Dybert. Okay. We had him on the show last weekend in the Twisted Whip. Vern Huser sitting number 5. Case and Petch sitting number 6. And for the adjustments that tractor had to undergo in the offseason, I think they're pleased with that as well. Let's look into on some of our split divisions and get an update on that. Of course, I'm talking about the Pro Stock 4-wheel drive and the Pro Stock tractor. Split them up into North and South region. What a big meeting about this today. What do we think about it? How's this going to shake out? I want to address the people, and I want to say hypothetically, I think in a vacuum, the way that this Pro Stock North and Pro Stock South in both divisions would work really well would be if we would all just, I think this is how it sounds geographically, take a map, draw a line on that map, and pretty well say, okay, all the pulls to the north of this line, that's the North Division, all the pulls to the south of this line are the South Division. And I think we kind of think, well, the pullers up here will pull up here, and the pullers down here will pull down here. And that sounds really great. And I think that is a potential for how this could shake out. Here's what I observed happening in the real world once we kick this off in 2026. What we saw were pullers who sit around waiting on pulling like all of us. And the first pull of the year rolls around, and let's say it's a Pro Stock North. All of them, all the South boys and all the North boys, all of them go up and hit that because we haven't pulled in 3 months, man. Pulling's fun. Pulling's awesome. We want to go out there. We want to do it. So the whole combined field goes up and pulls at the North Division. Let's say the following weekend, it just happens to be a Pro Stock South. Well, they all say, well, we're still fresh. We're still good. We're all going to pull down here. And this trend continues for that first month. What we have since then seen are some really interesting strategic decisions, because what we have are pullers kind of weighing where they are in point standings after that point in the season. And like I said, I think geographically you kind of anticipated, well, the North will pull up here and the South will pull down here. What we instead saw are pullers, regardless of geography, kind of saying, man, I'm doing pretty good in this aspect of it. I'm going to pull in this aspect, or I'm doing pretty good in this. I'm going to pull down here regardless of geography. Or they've even said to themselves, I'm doing pretty good in both. We saw that on Saturday night where we saw pullers pull up in Pawnee City, try to go down to Warrensburg and hook both. And a good example of this is actually over in the Pro Stock Tractors. And if you look at the Pro Stock North Division point standings right now, we have Taylor Van Beek, Rock Valley, Iowa, Extreme Pleasure, sitting number one. First of all, good for him. Paid his dues with that tractor, really getting that thing to come around and figure that out. Rock Valley, that's way up north. That's in the North Division. That makes sense, right? Well, also out of Rock Valley, Iowa, you have Kurt Koima in the 8 seconds tractor, sitting number 5. But then if you jump over to the point standings in the South, the Pro Stock South Tractor Division, you have Kurt Koima sitting in first place. So you have 2 Rock Valley guys sitting in first place, about as far north as we go. And really, it's kind of been the heck with geography and more of where has my tractor performed better. The reason I bring all this up is you fans, you're really going to see this affect the strategies that pullers take throughout the remaining of the year. So just because you've got a Kurt Koima who's from way up north in Rock Valley, don't assume he's only going to stick to the north pulls. He's sitting number 1 in points in the South. And I think really vice versa with the trucks. I think we've got some tough running trucks that we might anticipate to hook in the South Division, but are sitting, pretty good in the North Division. I think Phil Chrysler, who's from Lincoln, Missouri, who would be way down in the Southern Division, is leading the North Division. So interesting to see how that's going to shake out. There's going to be a lot of strategy. It's going to be fun to watch how the narrative gets written on that. Now, speaking of fun narratives, speaking of fun classes, I said it live on the mic on Friday night. I'm going to stick to it. It's not a takeaway from any class or any pull I have ever seen. It simply was my observation. The single best super farm show that I have been privileged to watch happened Friday night in Leigh, Nebraska, and I saw probably the coolest walk-off win that I have ever seen. Steve Kavan joining us. I'm going to bring him on stage right now. Back-to-back winner, Friday night winner, Saturday night winner. Let's hear about it straight from him, Mr. Pride of the Farm. Steve, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
We are doing great. So you heard me talk about it Friday night. You heard me talking about it right there. The super farm class in Leigh, we had tractors that were separated by 6 1,000ths of a foot. We had tractors, we had 6 of them that were between 336 and 337. Were you sitting there watching that kind of thinking to yourself, man, this is one of the tightest classes of competition that I've been a part of in a while? Did that feel as exciting back in the hot pits as it did up on the stage?
It did. And Leigh has typically been a last hook track. So It kind of always grew. But them guys have put a lot of work into it, and it's been a lot more consistent anymore. It's been a very good track. So last hook didn't hurt me. And I got to sit back there and watch everybody, but everybody wants last hook. You know how that goes.
Right. Well, it was interesting because we saw all these guys stack up, and we saw major competitors stack up in between there. Your Andrews, your Weisenkamps, and then Halinga, who's kind of been one of the pullers I've been saying for the past couple of seasons. Watch him. They're pretty tough. They blow it out. I think John was driving that night to like 344 feet, but I think they were like 4th to last. They weren't dead last.
Right.
And then we saw, a Mark Roberts, another good competitor, a couple others fall well short of them. So while you anticipate it would be a last track class, did you kind of think, well, shoot, that might have been the pass right there after you saw those tractors come backwards? Or did you kind of still know, hey, if I get final crack at this, I feel pretty good about my chances?
I had a good feeling. We had it set up pretty good. And of course, we're last class, got to watch every other class go down the track. So we kind of had a pretty good idea of where to go on the track and what to do. But it worked out. We got lucky.
Well, there may be a little bit of luck, but a bit of skill. I think we've talked to you on the show before too. You're one of those drivers, kind of an X factor. And when everything's right, you can really upset the apple cart with those guys up there with the best of them. Now, I wasn't in David City. I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it. I was down in Pawnee City. Sounds like you doubled up on Saturday night. Walk us through Give me the narrative. I wasn't there. So what went down on Saturday? Early hook, last hook? Who'd you slide around?
So I was third hook on Saturday in David City, and I had just got her wound up and was starting to let the clutch out, and my fuel filter fell off, like literally fell off. So we drug it off, took a mechanical drop, run to the trailer, grabbed another filter, and everything was fine, spun it on, primed it up, and then we got to come back last again, which Schmitz took my hook. I had the sled spotted where I wanted it. And Luke told me, he said, I didn't know where I wanted to set the sled. And well, then he went down and took over the lead. So I feel like the third hook would have been okay as well. Cause I mean, that track stayed pretty consistent too, but yeah, we gotta come back last, and gets your adrenaline pumping a little bit when something goes wrong and you got to fix it in a hurry, and had a lot of good help. Everybody come over and was helping. It was sometimes too many hands is not working, but everybody knew what to do, and we got her going, and it was all right. So
I'm curious about that. You mentioned something I'd never really thought about before. So you spot the sled, you come off a win, you spot the sled, and then you have to leave the sled because you have a mechanical issue. Does a part of you say, gosh, dang it, we just tipped our hand? You know, that's where we were going to put it. Now the next guy kind of knows that was our strategy. And then he goes out there and he keeps that same sled setting, and he takes it, you know, to the number one spot. Are you frustrated saying, dang it, we just showed him where to go? Or you almost kind of confirm, being like, all right, exactly. We knew that was the line. We were correct. We can use that information later in the class. How does
we pretty much went back to the same spot, but Luke, they're good friends, good customers. So I didn't care that they took it. I'm glad they got into first place. It's kind of hometown for them boys. So they were a little mad at me that I beat them. I wasn't intending to go and beat them, but we just had a nice run, and everything worked out again. So
right. Kind of like Gira's. The Gira brothers were leading at Pawnee City all the way up until the very last hook, when Brady Goss, or actually I think Hunter Soul was doing the driving, went out there and kind of snuck it away from him. But no pull harder to win than your hometown pull. But so how are we feeling right now? Back-to-back wins? I mean, are we riding high, going to carry this on into the season, or is this just business as usual for a puller like you?
We're trying a couple new things, and I didn't have a chance to try it on the dyno, so we tried it on the track, and it's obviously working. So I mean, we're feeling good, but that class, you just said it too, is so tight. It could be anybody's day at any time. It is. Everybody is so close. So, and it's fun. Makes it a lot of fun.
So it's a box charger class. A lot of great, just great drivers, great competitors. What does someone have to do to gain the extra edge in a field? How do you win? I mean, obviously you said there's some luck, but you said you found some horsepower somewhere as well. What do you kind of really pay attention to that you think helps make your program so successful?
A lot of it's setup. You got to set the weights and the setup, and spotting the sled helps a lot too, which I'm not always the best at that. I hero and zero sometimes when I shouldn't do that, but yeah, a lot of setup. I got a good set of tires, on there, just got them sharpened, and they're working, so I can't complain. We did decent in Rock Valley, had a fourth and a fifth up there. I can't complain about that in Rock Valley, tough class, and so yeah, it's been good. So
let's talk about sled spotting and track reading a little bit, and I want you to just kind of educate the casual fan and the announcer out here. Leigh, Friday night, I don't think you could have paid a puller. I don't think you could have offered a $100 bill to have a puller spot the sled on the right-hand side of the track. Was
them 3200s were starting over there on the right side, and then everybody moved left.
After that, it was the top side of the track all night long. So tell the fans specifically, what do you see? What kept people away from that side? Kind of walk us through your thought process there.
Well, and you watch some of the previous classes and see how it acted for them, and it looked pretty soft over there and looked like it was pretty tore up. So guy didn't want to stay over there. So yeah, everybody was kind of pounding on the left side, but it was coming back together nicely. They scraped it and packed it good, and it was coming back together nice. So a guy had pretty good confidence you could stay on that left side.
And I thought overall that track, you talk about how it's improved over the years. I thought that the track prep crew did a very nice job, and it looked like for the most part, that track held throughout the night, especially like you said, it's a last hook track. Super Farm's doing a great job. Looked to me like it maintained a lot of horsepower throughout the evening.
It did. It did a very good job. Kyle DeLuey up there, he's a friend of mine, customer of mine. He helps with the track and Ulich because they put a lot of work into it. They've started putting a lot more water and manure in it just so it holds up and comes back together. You know, you can put it back together with a little organic matter in it. So and then you just kind of, like I said, watch previous classes and you kind of see that right side was a little rough and even if you got far left, it was a little bit rough. You were kind of needed to be left to center, and that's kind of where we took. And you know, the other thing, it was pulling everybody left a little bit, so that you had to compensate for that a little bit too. So
Sure. All right, so we have our third guest on the show, future puller, who's joining us here tonight.
It's Grayson.
Hey, what's your favorite word? Can you say tractor?
That's all he says. Ever since we've been to the tractor pulls, tractor, everything.
So we got, check it out. There's our latest Outlaw, ladies and gentlemen. Well, glad you brought him on. Outlaw and pulling's a family sport, so we love seeing that.
The kids they just love it. We little toy pulling tractors. That's all he's been doing since we started pulling. Seward was our first hook, and it's just been tractor pulls every single night. Wants to wear his tractor pulling shirts every day, and he just loves it.
So. You know what? I learned something. It's funny you mentioned Seward. I brought my oldest boy with me, 7 years old, out to Seward, and I was able to have him set up the track with me. And I tell you what, you know, you get them hooked on that. You sell them that's the coolest thing is putting out feather flags and banners, and that's what a puller really does. And all of a sudden, you've got a lot of help out there. But no, pulling's a family sport. I know all about it, so that's wonderful. Tell us about David City. Where was the key to victory that night? We were left of center in Leigh. Where was the pay dirt in David City up there?
The same spot, left to center, straight all the way down. And I think that's where Luke kind of got messed up. He ended up on the right. And same with that track. It was pulling a little bit right. So he had to kind of compensate for that. And I just took left to center, straight all the way down. And it was just the Packer had just run down that track. And that's just what I followed. And it just, we're moving pretty good. And it worked out.
And like you said, the new tires helping out with that. What do you have on the docket? Where are you going to be the next couple of weeks? What's on the agenda for you guys?
We got Pierce and Wayne coming up. Wayne's a really good show. We really like that up there. Kevin does a very good job. Go to Pierce. I'm not sure after that. We kind of fly by the seat of our pants. If you ask Lori, she's not always happy with me because we're usually a little late. We don't know if we're going and try to gather up kids and nap times and scheduling, and I'm always texting Lori, hey, I'm on my way, but I'm going to be a little late. So,
yeah, I heard there were some phone calls on Friday and maybe some shuffling and some things, but we were happy that you were able to make the call and happy to be there. And Lori said that you were interacting and saying they're on their way. So that always makes it fun too, when you know you got a puller who's trying to get there and they can get there and it pays off, because that's a lot of hard work, getting the heck with just building a pulling vehicle, but wrangling up the family, getting the hauler, getting everything there, getting situated. And I think a lot of pullers would be tempted, especially this year with fuel prices being what they are, to say, we'll just stay home. So we tip our cap to people like you who are willing to, put the hammer down and get there. Of course, it feels a lot better when you walk away with a win after doing all that.
Here's the other one. Show them what shirt.
This is our other puller.
Yep. We got Mitch and
what's your name, buddy?
Shirt on.
Can you say hi to everybody?
What's your name?
Luca,
are you going to be a tractor puller?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you like red tractors or green tractors?
Red tractor.
Good answer. Smart answer. Oh, that is great.
Yeah, they can't get enough of it. They play in the dirt and they love it. So
yep. Yeah, I know all about it. Anybody you want to thank before we let you get back to family living right there? You said you got some new sharpened tires on there. You got a family supporting you. Who do you need to give a shout out to?
Fair Valley Performance. They help out a ton, and that's getting some new parts, experimental stuff through there, and just testing some stuff out. And Todd Flugel cuts tires, hearts on the turbos. Yeah, family, guys at the shop, everybody that helps out. My fellow pullers, competitors / customers. In David City, when I went down, there was everybody was running up. Wallman come up and he picked up your fuel filter and said, you might need this. And here comes Chad with the Jeep, and Chad's boys are running back to the trailer for a filter. And Brian Steffensmeyer helps me in the shop, and he's there to help. I mean, it is a group effort. Everybody would do that for everybody.
Yes.
That's what makes it fun. If somebody's broke down, everybody is there to help. If you got parts in your trailer, somebody may need, everybody will go get it. Thank God I carry spare parts and spare fuel filters. You never know when you're going to need it, and that just worked out. So,
last question before I let you go: do you have the belt with you?
It's in the trailer. I didn't want to forget it. It was in the shop, so I put it back in the trailer. But there's getting to be quite a few names on the thing. What
do you think of that traveling trophy you guys have going on this year?
It's kind of neat to have that traveling trophy thing, and Chad Andrew started that. He said everybody was getting a little too old to get soaked with ice water. I think it was kind of me that started the ice water bath thing. Everybody's getting a little older, so it was time to move on from that. So I'd be curious to see where it goes from here. We got a belt now. What's going to be next? I
thought you were saying be curious to see where the belt goes. Well, as far as you're concerned, your goal is
I'm keeping that. That's fine.
Make sure that belt doesn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah, right. Not in that class. It's tough in and out every week, and I foresee Chad Weisenkamp getting it here one of these times. He tries hard, and he always messes up a little bit and comes up a little short.
Chad had it Friday night in Ravenna, and then he passed it on to Luke Schmidt Saturday night in Ravenna.
I was talking Chad Weisenkamp.
Weisenkamp hasn't had it yet?
No, his name's not on there.
Weisenkamp hasn't had it yet. Neither has Koima, and neither has Mark Roberts. There's some heavy hitters who haven't scribed their name on it yet.
I was looking. It's Alice Chalmers had it twice. There's two internationals, and the rest are all John Deere. So it's starting to turn a little more red on the belt because we're getting a few more internationals on there.
Not to be partial or to root for anyone, but a name I wouldn't mind seeing on there before the season is over because it's fun to watch is young Harry Lane out there who has just kind of started hopping up into the seat and married into tractor pulling and been kind of consistent driving Eric Groney's tractor. But I think it'd be neat to watch him get his first career victory.
I think he'll get there. He's getting better each time, and I think he'll get there. But yeah, he's struggling now, fighting a new setup and just trying to get it all figured out and find his groove. He'll get in his groove, and that tractor runs hard too, just as hard as the rest of them. But he'll get in his groove and he'll get there.
It's a great class. Well, good luck on retaining the belt. Good luck the rest of your season. Thanks for sharing your awesome family with us and loving tractor pulling, and congratulations on your 2 wins this past week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you. All right. That was Steve Kavan, Pride of the Farm 88 Series. Super Farm tractor sweeping the weekend Friday night and Saturday night in Leigh and David City. That's what went down last weekend. We've got a lot going down this weekend. Like I said, the Outlaws are carrying double irons running on both sides of the river. We're running the triple sweep, the triple throwdown over there, Taylorville, Montgomery City, and Waterloo, as well as running our Nebraska and Iowa pulls. Really looking forward to Montgomery City. Let's go ahead and bring one of their promoters on right now, Mr. Derek Cobb. Derek, how are you doing this evening? And boy, we're excited to be headed to Montgomery City this year. Let us know how things are going so far.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, good to talk to you.
So now you and Tony Wortman are promoting this pull. What is your specific title and role? I mean, are you Mr. Fair Board president? Are you like the mayor of Montgomery City? Or, what's your jive in all this?
Well, not quite. I am, this is my first year on the Fair Board, actually. Sure. I am chairman of Motorsports.
Sure.
And so with the help and supervision of Tony and his brother, me and him kind of put this together. I answer questions. I've been pulling since I was a little kid, running around with Tony and loved every minute of it. And now I can't get enough of it. And joined the Fair Board, and the previous guy before me had stepped down, and I stepped in, and hopefully we can put on a good show.
Yeah, we look forward to, Montgomery City, that's not terribly far from my neck of the woods, despite the fact that I spend most of my summer out in Nebraska and Iowa. I'm a Northeast Missouri guy, and I can remember going down, when I was a kid, it seemed like we would always go down and hit like Troy, Missouri, and then Montgomery City, Missouri on like back-to-back weekends or back-to-back nights. And I always remember loving what I saw down there. It's one of those pools that it's kind of like Macon. It's pulled under different banners in its years, but always known for a very enthusiastic crowd base, a group that loves pulling, going under the Outlaw banner this year, and we're tickled pink. Tell us about, just the pulling vibe down there. The fans love it. What do you got cooking for us?
Oh, man, we've done a lot of work out here in the previous years. We have added lots and lots of sand and black dirt to our track. And as you probably well know, our track wasn't the best out there. Everybody kind of talked down on it because, it's a bunch of red clay and hard, and
Sure.
it was hard to get it softened up and feathered, and we spent lots and lots of hours, and sadly had to cancel last year because it rained about a half inch right before the pull. But it looks like it's going to stay away for this year, and we're really excited to bring it to the community.
Yeah, here's a good comment right here, and I'm sure they do. Andrew Sprock, who has really went all in with the Outlaws this year, and we love the competition that he brings, says he likes Montgomery City because it's 20 minutes away from his house. He's from the Vandalia, Van Far area, so yeah, I imagine right down in there. Good centrally located. Let's talk about your classes. We'll pull it up on the app. Like always, fans, if you don't have the Outlaw app, free to download, free to use, go check that out. Montgomery City, Missouri. Friday night, showtime, 7 o'clock, 2.6 diesel trucks. Those are a lot of fun. I really enjoy watching those. Pro Stock 4x4 South Division, so you're going to have 20 of those guys showing up right there. Pro Stock tractors. I love the South Division, the Pro Stock tractors, because you get to see the Illinois boys come over, and you see like the Chuck Holsworths and tractors such as that. And then you've got your two-wheel drive trucks and your modified tractors competing in that triple throwdown, kind of that Mississippi River Valley sweep series that we have out there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, 2-track show.
Yes, sir. Yes,
now,
sir.
If my memory serves correct, and this could have been Troy, but I think it was Montgomery City way back in the day, 10, 20 years ago, there would be like a farm stock pull maybe on one side or before the pull, and then the big dogs would come out later. Do you guys run any other, classes before the Outlaw show or after the Outlaw show or anything like that?
No, this year will be a little different. We have 3 Excalibur classes going to also be here.
Okay, great.
But no farm stock or anything. It's a Outlaw and Excalibur pull this year.
Which is great, because also being a Nemo guy, I think that Excalibur is a great association, and I get to kind of take a peek at them, and they're always fun to interact with as well. So 7 o'clock start time. The Outlaws are going to hook at 7, and then Excalibur is going to hook after us. Is that how that's going to go down?
Yep, I believe so.
Okay. Absolutely. What classes are they bringing in off the top of your head?
With Excalibur, we have the 85 limited pro stock tractors.
Sure.
The 95 limited pro stock tractors, and the 6,000 pound extreme super stock tractors.
Right. Which is really interesting, because all of these, just for posterity's sake, translate into the Outlaw world as well. The 85 light pro, that's what we call our light limited pro. The 95s, that's what we call our 4.1s, and their 6,000 extreme are almost identical to our light super stock ag tractors. So it's kind of a vintage light super stock ag chassis back there. What are the fans like over there? Are they pro stock truck guys? Are they smoke blowers? What do your fans prefer? Do they love the noise of the modifieds? What do they like?
Well, we have our section just about everything. We have our older guys who love that noise, and
Yep.
our middle-aged guys like to see that smoke. So that's what we try to split our classes between trucks and tractors, make it kind of even for everybody, give everybody a show what everybody likes to see.
Yeah.
And then you got your guys that want to feel the bleachers shake underneath their seat and feel it in your heartbeat when the modified tractors and 2-wheel drive trucks go down the track. So we try to split it up, make it fun for everyone.
Yeah.
And hopefully everybody has a great time coming out to the fair.
that's a class that you can hear in your teeth. You know, they
Absolutely.
right if you're a puller, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Talk to us about the nuts and bolts of it. Showtime, gate, parking, price, cold drinks, hot food. What do fans need to know to have the ultimate experience at the Montgomery County Fair?
So come out early, July 24th, at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. It's about 5 miles off of Interstate 70 in between St. Louis and Columbia. We have a start time of 7 o'clock, but come early. Come check out our free parking. And once you pay your price at the gate, which is $30 for adults, $15 for kids, and kids 6 and under are free, that will get you everything but the food and drink in our fairgrounds. Nothing else you have to pay for. You will come in. My dad actually runs the fair kitchen, so come see him. Get some food and cold drink. Go walk around the fairgrounds. We have a lot of excellent vendors and livestock kids with their animals. They will be loading up on Friday, but if you come early, you'll still catch a few of them. And then pull time starts at 7 o'clock, and hopefully we'll pull all night long.
And this is one thing that I love about a lot of fairs. I know like the Nemo fair that I went to as a kid was this way. You pay one price and that accesses you the fair. So it's not like, you know, some people might hear, well, $30 for a tractor pull. Like, I don't know. Do I want to do that? Well, that's going to access you the rides. That's going to access you the exhibits. So also great for the whole family. Dad, he wants to go see a tractor pull. Mom, she wants to get some cotton candy. Kids want to ride rides. $30 gets you in, right? So there's no additional.
We always compare that to like going out to eat. You know, a dad and a mom take their couple kids out to eat. You know, you average about 30 to 40, depends on what you get, what you order. But that's all you get is food. You don't have a whole fair to experience. Like you said, we have a great margarita shack that serves all kinds of drinks for the women and the men, not to judge. And the beer tent, but so everything for the moms, dads, kids can go ride the carnival rides, see all the vendors. We have lots of arts and crafts around, and like you said, you know, $30 may sound a lot, but you're getting a whole fair for that one.
Well, and I would tell people $30, and we talk about this all the time. $30 for an Outlaw Excalibur show combined. That's your money's worth right there. But I would also just encourage, with it being a fair, I love the vibe of a fair because it's family friendly, it's community oriented. And, you know, I've been to this event. It's been several years ago, but I've been to it before. And I know that it's right in line with that culture right there. So that you do have beer garden margaritas for sale in case anyone wants to have a good time out there as well. No coolers brought in on your own, I'm sure.
No
right?
coolers. Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
No. And then open pits, can drivers easily or can fans go talk to the drivers, or do you have to acquire a pit pass?
With insurance nowadays, you do require a pit pass.
Okay.
To get in there. Yep.
Is that available to fans at an extra price, or is that drivers only?
No, that is open to the public.
Okay, but they do need to go and make sure that they sign in and check all their boxes and everything, but pit passes are available. I love it. That's very, very, very good. So to recap the classes, and of course, this will be live streamed on Full Pull Live to anyone who can't be there. So if you're going to be one of those people out there in Wayne, Nebraska, going to the Wayne County Fair, but you want to watch this too, you know, you can live stream it. But anybody in Missouri, anybody in Illinois, I highly encourage you to go watch it in person. It's a great venue. 2.6 diesel trucks, so that's Pro Street diesel trucks. Pro Stock 4x4 wheelers competing in the Southern Division. Marty Selman leading that right now. Pro Stock tractors competing in the Southern Division. That's class Tony pulls in, right? Did he jump up into the 10,000-pound Pro Stock, or is he in the 9,500 limited Pro Stock?
Nope, he actually does not have a tractor right now. He sold a couple years ago.
Okay.
His brother Jared now has just built a brand new tractor, Goliath, he calls it, and I'm kind of helping him this year. We're kind of running around, still trying to get things figured out. But yeah, Tony, he sold his a couple years ago, and
he had the tap out machine, right?
Yep.
But if I remember, I've seen that tractor. It stayed somewhere to where I've seen it, whether it be Outlaw or Western Series or something. It became another vehicle. I don't remember what it was.
Shelton Motorsports owns it now.
Oh, okay. Yep. So never mind. It went out east, and it went Big time. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the same one that they won the farm show with last? I
believe
think
so.
I think so too.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think you're right. Wow, that's cool. So you can
I
kind of wear that
was
around a
with
little bit.
Tony and Mary Beth there, and
No.
I'll never forget when that tractor come up and pulled. And Tony
Yeah.
stood up in his seats and was all excited, and it was cool to, I think,
Yeah.
for him to watch his old
Sure.
tractor go down the track.
No doubt about it. So the Goliath, is that a 10 Pro or is that a 4-1?
That is a 10 Pro.
So he'll be pulling. So right there, so I'm going with that. So in the Pro Stock South Division, it'll be hooking, hometown crowd. Go out and support it, folks. Along with the two-wheel drive, super modified two-wheel drives, and the 7,400-pound Outlaw modifieds. Before I let you go, Derek, thank you so much. Great job promoting. I think you got a bright future in this fairboard business. Anybody you'd like to thank, any sponsors you'd like to give a quick shout out to?
All of our track wall sponsors, which are displayed on the track, everybody who has helped me put this on, Tony especially for helping me. You know, we started this in December, and Jared also. Whether I call them in reference to the fair board for letting me put this on. When I told him the price when we decided on our classes, when I took it to that board, their mouths kind of dropped, but yeah, no, I thank them for letting me keep doing this, and thank you to the community who comes out and supports us. We try to do our best to give a great show for everybody. But yeah, come on out to the fair. We're excited to have you and see you, and hope you enjoy our show.
So I'm gonna back Derek up a little bit right here. So for a man like him who's a believer in pulling, and I can tell you're passionate about this, this is a guy going to his fair board, selling something he believes in. Fans, the best thing we can do is show up and show out and be there with him too. I mean, just like we've been hearing that a lot in pulling, and the crowds, be it NTPA or Outlaw, either one, I was with both of them last week. Just continue to support that. Montgomery City, great facility, super cool pull, a lot of pulling, a lot of pulling enthusiasts around there. Fans, let's go pack the bleachers and make sure that we continue to have great pulling in Eastern Missouri again and again like that. Derek, thanks for joining the show. Best of luck this week. It's going to be a great one.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
You betcha. So that's what's going on over on the east side of Outlaw Nation out there. Let's go back over to the west side. Let's talk about one of my personal favorite pulls. I said it in the show, a pull that plays second to no one, a pull that lays down for no one, and a promoter that bleeds outlaw truck and tractor pulling. It's time for the Wayne County Fair. This is one I put on my calendar all year long. Mr. Kevin Davis, are you sending out a tweet to President Trump right now?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, Mikey.
Yeah, I saw you with your phone, and I thought the only thing that could be more important than truck and tractor pulling is you're on Twitter conversing. You and President Trump have got like a dialogue going on. So, all right, he's buffering on us right now. We'll check in on the comments really quick while Kevin circulates back on here. Harrison Lane jumping in, talking about the Super Farm, says it's been a blast running the Husker Hooker all summer, letting the owner take a turn in the seat for his hometown pull in Wayne, Nebraska this week, and still chasing that belt. Yeah, Harry, it's been a lot of fun to watch you develop as a driver, and I just see you get more and more comfortable, and I do truly think that there is a win in that tractor at some point. So we look forward to that, and we wish the best out there, and hope that Eric Groney gets it done in Wayne. So we'll take Kevin off right here and see if we can bring him back on in just a minute. So it looks like Kevin's having some internet connections, but Wayne County Fair, that's the one we're talking about in Wayne, Nebraska. This is a destination outlaw pull. It's one that I would like to encourage all of you fans to find your way to. Let's take a look at the classes. 6:15 start time, and a huge lineup of classes. 3,200 RPM Superfields, 3.0 diesel truck, the limited pro stock diesel trucks, light limited mods, light limited pro stocks, light supers, light super stock ag, modified two-wheel drive, pro stock 4x4 in the North Division, pro stock tractors in the North Division, pro stock semis, super farm, super stock diesel trucks, and light pro stocks. Kevin, You're back. We found you.
We're back. I wouldn't bet on it for how long, Mike?
Okay, we'll do the best we can. I see that you've got your trusty friend, longtime pal Trevor there with you.
How you doing, buddy?
Gentlemen, it is Wayne County Fair Week. It is Wayne Tractor Pull Week. You two know as well as I do, this is a pull that I look forward to as much as any pull out there. How are things going? What's the energy like out there getting ready for the pull and the huge fair this week?
It's good. I mean, we still got a lot of stuff going on, still getting stuff ready, but everything's working. So it's taken a while, but we're getting there all put together.
Good. Todd Bowles says that you need to pay your phone bill. He said that's what happened. You lost connection because Sprint or Verizon is sending some cronies out there for you.
Yeah, and it's probably coming from Todd Bowles. That's why.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, only a guy like that. See, then look over here. Look at this.
So I thought I recognized that, you had Gage back there. So this is a whole outlaw get together. Let's talk about classes. Man, oh man, it seems like every time I open the app every year, we're going to have to set aside a paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13, depending on that. 12 for sure classes.
Correct.
Huge lineup. What are your expectations for this year? The poll just gets better and better every year.
Oh, expectations are we just like to have the numbers to make a good show for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just going to end up being what it's going to be. There's a lot of different polls going on around the country, so it'll be interesting to see how it all works. But it's going to come together, and we're going to have a good show. We got right now we're set up for bull riding right now. So then as soon as that's done, and then the guys will start working on the on the track for the tractor pull. So
yeah.
We'll get all that done.
Message to any pullers out there. If there are any pullers who have never been to Wayne and curious about coming to Wayne, this is certainly one of those. It's a destination pull. The atmosphere is awesome. The fans love it. It's huge. The parking and facilities, I am always impressed with because tons of room in the pits. The pits are always filled up, but plenty of room for pullers to maneuver back there. You guys have always served a barbecue supper. You've always fed pullers beforehand. Is that going to be status quo this year?
Yep. The barbecue goes right on to everybody. I mean, that's for everybody that comes on the fairgrounds, so we can all do that. So no.
You're logged on two different platforms here, so you might let me know which one you want here. All right. All right. You gonna try to go on your computer?
Yeah, if he gets his phone figured out. Wow.
You can go ahead and leave, Leigh. Yeah, Gage is over there in the background saying, "I'll take that." So we've got you on the computer. That's a little bit more steady and more stable. Thank you, Gage Ott, for running technical support in the background. So pullers, you get fed. It's a huge crowd. It's a huge grandstand. Plenty of room to park out there. Easily accommodates 100 to 130, 150 pullers out there. Gage Ott, you're a puller. You're almost perfect on the season. I'll never announce that again. I promise. That was my fault. Tell us what you love about it.
You could, but
well, I'm still going to wear a little responsibility. Tell us what you love about pulling at Wayne. Tell all the pullers and fans why they should come check it out.
We're all from the Wayne area, so I mean, we kind of consider it a hometown pull for us.
Mm-hmm.
All of our family and friends and everyone come, so I mean, it's just a big deal for us. So
sure. Talk to us about the track. To me, I think it's an awesome track. It's unique. It's long. This thing's 400 feet. It seems like. Gage, is this one that you feel like pullers can get a hold of really well every year?
it's been in the last couple of years. It's been really, really good. Kind of a trickier one to read last year, but I mean, it's really came around the last couple of years. So it's kind of neat at the end where you kind of go up the hill if we get that extra room. But I mean, it's just a great place with, big grandstand, a whole lot of people. Anywhere you can go where you can pull in front of 4,000 or 5,000 people. I mean, it's cool. So,
Kevin, are we in the ballpark on that? I always say that it's 5,000 people, but I tend to inflate numbers. But your pool looks like one of the ones that actually can hold about 5,000 people.
Yes, that grandstand is 5,000 plus.
And I have never seen empty seats out there. I mean, this is a place you guys do such a great job promoting, and fans, please continue to make that happen because it makes for an electric atmosphere.
So just like I said last night, I said when we done 136 hooks last year and we were done in 3 hours. I mean, that's really moving the guys right through.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to remember, was it that many? Were we into the 130s last year? And you say 3 hours. I wanted to say it was like 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Yeah, it was. But I just told everybody say it 3, you know, it just makes you feel whatever. But yeah, it was a little bit under 2, but under 3 hours. But still, though, I mean, I just felt like, you know, when you had the right guys working on the backside, it all helps.
Yeah. Now, one thing I love about Wayne, you guys believe in pulling. You know, we got there at like 9 a.m. last year. Trevor was already out on the track, building track, working track, moving sound equipment around. Talk to me about your volunteers, you know, people that just help you out. How did you build this culture, and can you do it without them?
Oh, you know, we got 17 people on our board. That makes a big difference to do that. Trevor kind of does, he takes care of the track, him, and he's got some of the guys that help him, but he's got a lot of volunteers that help him, you know. So we work together doing it. I mean, everybody's got to do it. I do a lot of stuff just behind the scenes for everybody, getting contracts done, doing all that stuff. But it takes a lot of manpower and everybody working together, because once the rodeo gets done, the track crew and all them guys will start doing it, you know, tearing everything up and watering everything, you know. So it takes everybody to do it.
Was your patience running thin with your announcers this weekend, where we were giving you whiplash and 8 days ago I'm on the phone saying, hey, I'm coming out to announce, and then Stone Man's calling you and saying, no man, Wayne's awesome, I'm doing it. And then so you're getting stoned, and then I'm calling you back and saying, nope, I'm coming. We're fighting over you, Kevin, but I
couldn't believe it. Like, Stone called me today and told me to change again. I told Gage, I said, boy, I don't know. I guess we're just going to wait and see who shows up.
Well, you're gonna have
every time
going up there.
Mike, every time Kevin come by, we were up working on setting up some stuff around the fairgrounds and everything, and Kevin would come by and see me. He goes, hey, I think Stone's coming this time. Then I'd ask him, all right, who else is coming, so I can have their campsites ready for him and everything like that.
Yep.
And he says, well, changed my mind. Now Mike's coming. And he goes, every time he turn around, I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out when they get here. Like
we are meeting ourselves coming and going this year, and it's a lot of shooting from the hip, but it is written in ink. I'm going to Wayne. I'm tickled pink. This is a pull that I absolutely love. Fans, to all of our viewers out there, you know, if you haven't been, you should absolutely go. Here's a big bit of news right here. Big thank you to Dave Nelson. Holganics is going to help serve the supper. Holganics is just a cornerstone aspect of what the Outlaws are doing. Come and talk to a Holganics representative this week, fans, pullers, farmers. Talk a second about Holganics and just how they help you out there as well.
Oh, they have. I mean, it's been, you know, with the farming deals being a little bit rough, but we've started out with them, and they've been very good to work with.
Very good donating.
And working with Jamie, and, you know, when we started with Todd's been quite the character to work with everything. So, but then with Jamie being in the area now, and then with Dave being on your team, I mean, that's a big feather in their hat. I just like working with Dave Nelson, because he's a good guy, and he knows all about the tractor pulling and how to run it.
I'll tell you what, if you've got Dave helping you out there, Dave's a big reason where you can get 136 vehicles through in 3 hours. So we went and helped out NTPA this past week. There was a lot of Outlaws behind the scenes in Macon this past week. Dave Nelson really was a flagship member of that. They had another huge show over there, and NTPA was really saying, wow, we didn't know we could get them through this fast. So Dave is kind of the king when it comes to doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Give us the nuts and bolts of the pull. What time can fans get there? What do they need? How much does it cost? What do they need to know to have a great time?
Price is $20 to get in. Kids are free. 12 and under are free. Everybody, the kids are all 12 and under are free. So, and then $20 for everybody to get in. You get a barbecue with it. Pits are open all day long, so whatever you want to come. Tractor pull starts at 6:15. We'll have posting of the colors, get that going. We have a little tractor parade, 10-minute parade before that, and then we'll go pulling.
Well, our tractor parade, our classic tractor parade, will that commence at 6 or will that commence at 6:15 so we can drop the first green?
That tractor parade will be at 6.
Yep. Tractor parade's at 6. First green outlaw pull drops at 6:15. Over 100 hooks, 12 classes, awesome venue. Fans, this is one you're going to want to be, one you're going to want to come to. Any closing statements from any of the three of you? Any words of wisdom, thank yous, any secrets Gage wants to let the Light Limited Mod guys know about? Anything?
You got anything you want to say, Gage?
No, hopefully we have a good track for everybody. And I mean, Hartman, and I mean, all those guys, they know how to build a track. Like I said, it's really come around the last few years. It's just when you have a good track like that's what makes pullers want to come back to a place. Like I said, the track makes it, and the 5,000 people's in the stands. I mean, I'll drive all the way across the country if I know I can go to a facility like that.
Yeah, well said. I mean,
Mike, it's going to be probably a perfect storm for me because this is the first year all the cards played out right. We got the rye and all of our stuff over the wintertime actually worked right, and everything got seated right. And yeah, it'll probably be the perfect storm for my track for me, and we'll just see how it all plays out, but hopefully it'll all come together. I want to thank all of our sponsors too, and our volunteers. Our sponsors, we couldn't do this without our sponsors. They do a big part of this for us.
So cautiously optimistic. Gage is talking about the track's always great, but I'm hearing from Trevor, cautiously optimistic it could be even better, that you were feeling there was even more left in this track, and this year could be. I can see you grinning. You think you nailed it on the head this year, so that's great.
I hope so.
Great. Yeah.
I said we just want everybody. We'd like to get the pullers here, and we always want them to leave on a good note so they remember Wayne and come back. And and I know just feeding them a barbecue meal, that's just a little deal. But I mean,
the whole fairground.
Yeah, the whole fairground. Everybody gets fed, but
spectators and everything.
For everybody, I mean, we just feel like it's a good thing to do, and trying being a little bit appreciated for them because the guys got to travel ways, and do that. But just kind of keep it going in our crowds. We can't ask for anything better than that. But we just try and keep growing this thing and making it better for the community.
$20 is going to get you fans a meal, over 100 hooks, 12 classes of professional level pulling. You can't go to McDonald's for that. That's amazing. So thank you so much for what you guys are doing. You're a fair group that has so much pride in what you do and so much passion and pulling. Can't wait. We'll be there early on Friday morning because we're in Pierce the day before, and it's only like 20 miles down the road. So I'll be rolling in.
We might even see it probably Thursday night, maybe. So.
I'm not ruling that out, Mike. Yep. Dale Bartle's chiming in, says free food. He's in. Dale Bartle's also going to be doing some announcing up there with us this year. So another one of the voices of the Outlaws. I look forward to working with him for the first time. So Dale and I will be up in the crow's nest. It's going to be a great time. Gentlemen,
Mike, did you happen to check your phone? I sent you a text.
I did get that. Let me pull that up right there. So what do we – pie the fair board. This is fun. You vote, they get pie in the fairgrounds. Who do we have here? We got Kevin, Matt, Andy, and Merlin. So I didn't get that loaded in there in time. I just now saw that. Talk to us about that really quick. Someone's getting a pie in the face, and I didn't see Trevor listed his own name on there. I think he put Kevin's name on there twice.
Yeah, I think something really is going on here, Mike, and I didn't know anything about it.
Well, it looks like you can
Mike,
vote.
Some people just kind of get voted for, some people win the vote.
Yeah, very political campaigning type individuals. So,
the old pie in the face, so whoever gets the most money gets the pie in the face on Sunday. So
You know, I wondered why you handed me that $100 bill back at the banquet last year. Now I'm starting to understand what I was supposed to do with that. So,
yeah, very much so.
You will never have more fun. Bodie saying, we know where that pie is going. So, surprise, Kevin. Ladies and gentlemen, you will never have more fun than you have at the Wayne County Fair. It is an absolute mecca of tractor pulling. Go check it out. 12 national level classes. Start time is at 6:15. Gentlemen, y'all are some of my best friends. It's always a great time chatting with you. I will see you late Thursday night or bright and early Friday morning. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, so there you have it. Gage, Kevin, and Trevor all helping out with the Wayne County Fair. It's a big pull. So let's recap really quick. We've got 6 shows, 3 days coming up: Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are running twin irons all week long on that trifecta throwdown over at the Mississippi River bottom over there. Thursday night, we're going to Pierce, Nebraska, as well as Taylorville, Illinois. Friday night, it's 2 major shows: Wayne, Nebraska, as well as Montgomery City, Missouri. And then Saturday, we're finishing things up with Denison, Iowa, as well as Waterloo, Illinois. If you can only be at half of them, watch the other half on fullpull.live. If you can be to any of them, be to any of them. If you can be to all 3 in your region, go to all 3. Tons of pulling. Keep an eye on the point standings, because if you think you know who's where now, that'll be topsy-turvy by the time we do our next edition of Outlawed Live. Tune in again next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. I'm Mike Idle on behalf of Ron Stone and the Outlaws. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.